Hello again, friends. It's Mr. Matt here with your activity for Sunday school today. Now, we've been talking about sheep. So, in our game, we're going to actually sort of pretend to be shepherds. We'll see how it goes. So, for this activity, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a pillow or a blanket or something that can serve as a home base or a sheepfold, if you will. And you're also going to need some balloons. And you're going to need a yardstick, or you could use a baseball bat. You could use a long stick from your yard, as long as it's like pretty smooth and doesn't have a bunch of branches on it. Or something like that you can use to help move balloons around. And so what's going to happen is you're going to take the balloons that you have and you're going to spread them out a little bit. And one person, maybe a parent, will have a stopwatch or a timer, and they'll give you an amount of time to try to get as many of your sheep, these balloons, onto that blanket or to that pillow, whatever you're using as the sheepfold. And you'll use your stick to move them around. And I would encourage you not to whack your balloons with your stick, because if you hit your balloon too hard, it might pop. And you need to imagine that you're a shepherd and you are guiding the sheep around with your yardstick. You're guiding them where they need to go, rather than trying to hit them really hard and knock them where they need to be. Now, there also is another person in this game, and they will have a big piece of cardboard or a blanket or even a book, something that they can wave like a fan. And they'll stand somewhat close to that base, and they're just going to try to blow the sheep out of the paddock, out of the sheepfold. They're going to try to blow them off of the base. It'll make it a little bit harder for you. In fact, if you want to really make it interesting, you can take this activity and do it outside, where you'll also will have the wind that might move the balloons along as well. And you're going to take a couple of minutes trying to herd up as many of these balloons, as many of the sheep as you can. And you'll see how many you get. And then you'll switch places with somebody else. And you might try to blow the balloons away. You might be on the timer. But let everybody take their turn seeing who can get the most balloons onto that base or into the sheepfold, and just have fun with it. But then talk about some of the challenges of this game. For instance, if you're playing it outside and a gust of wind comes along, it may blow all of your sheep out from where they are, and you need to go back out and try to gather them up again. But talk about what that was like. Was that easy? Was it hard? Did you get frustrated when the other person would use their cardboard to try to blow your sheep from where they needed to be? How were you feeling as the shepherd? And then you can also think about it from the perspective of, imagine that you were one of the balloons. And what was that like for you to have, always be drifting around and need somebody to come along and help get you where you needed to be? So after you play, you can talk about those things. And of course, as always, if you come up with a variation on the game and you want to play it a little bit differently, that's fine. But just remember to take time to think about what it would be like to be the shepherd, always trying to move the sheep around. And then think about what that might be telling us about God, and what it might be telling you about us as God's sheep. All right. Well, I hope you have fun with the game. Remember, there's no need to swing your sticks around up high and anything else. You can keep them low and move your sheep around, because you certainly don't want to pop any of your sheep. All right. Have fun today. Enjoy the activity, and we'll see you next week. Bye.